DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app and use promo code FFHH when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
That crown is yours.
I did not know who the crown was, but now I'm aware it is in fact yours. No one else can claim the crown because it is obviously yours.
With no doubt.
Okay, the masses thinks that the crown will belong to Jordan Addison. His alt receiving yards is one of the most popular bets, 40 plus minus 233. A lot of stars in this game. Justin Jefferson, Lad McConkey, Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, all of their alt props also favorable bets. My best bet, I believe, in the Big O. The first man ever to be nicknamed the Big O, Oronde Gadsden, who was set at a mere 44.5 receiving yards. This man went 7 for 164 last week. He's had 9 and 8 targets the past 2 weeks. I believe in Gadsen. I don't believe he's 160 receiving yards, but I believe he can be 45 receiving yards tonight. So that's my best bet.
Right on. I'm going to go with Justin Herbert in 25 rushing yards. That's at plus 141. He's had
plus Money Jackson, of course.
Already. And I like me some running Justin Herbert. Like it's great football, to be honest. He's had at least 30 rushing yards in 4 out of his 7 games. There's another game in there when he had 24. That's why we taking a 25 right here. Now, Minnesota only allows 10.5 rushing yards per game to quarterbacks, but they've only played 2 quarterbacks that run the ball. That's Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams. And Caleb Williams gave him 58 on the ground earlier in the season. So I like Justin Herbert to kind of break that one, and then he'll probably chill out the rest of the way and get the rest through the air.
I like it. I'm taking Quentin Johnson. You already heard me talk about him on the love list. Well, his line here is 49.5. So give me the over on Quentin Johnson. We talked about this again. Like, Vikings give up 3 touchdowns on deep passes last week. They're allowing the second highest completion rate on deep passes. QJ is their deep threat. I think Justin Herbert will take some deep shots, especially on the turf on the turf here in Los Angeles. And so they'll take some deep shots against Minnesota. Vikings traveling on a short week. You always like playing defenses that have to travel halfway across the country on a short week. So I think QJ gets deep for 1 in this one, which gives you basically almost all of that 49.5. Give me the over 49.5 on QJ.
Yeah, one thing about Brian Flores' defense is they can be boom or bust. Like the Vikings, they give up explosives. Saw that with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown last week. Like, he's very aggressive. Yeah, and so there are explosives to be had.
They blitz a lot until they leave a guy on an island, and you could see a scenario where QJ has a 1-on-1, they bring pressure, and Herbert just, hits him on the fly.
And Justin Herbert is a guy who certainly can extend the play to find the guy deep. Let's take a look, Matthew, at your top players for the matchup. Justin Herbert, a no doubt start. Carson Wentz, probably don't want to start him if you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting Herbert. I think both the running backs in this one, Mason and Vidal, are top 20 plays. Obviously, the wide receivers are all must starts. Jordan Addison, we talked about yesterday, and keep it closing out. Jordan Addison's been a top 10 wide receiver the last couple of weeks as well. You just talked about Gadsen. I'm starting him. Hawkinson. So both should be a lot of fantasy points here. The one thing I want to mention is it'll be interesting to see if Aaron Jones gets activated for this game. Probably not, just activated off IR at the beginning of the year. But if he does, then Mason would probably be more in the 25 range, and Aaron Jones would be in the 35 to 40 range, something like that. But I just think it's interesting. It sort of went under the radar. They like Aaron Jones a lot, especially in this passing offense. And so even if he's not activated tonight, they've opened the window for him to return. Yeah. So it's worth looking on your waiver wire. Just see if Aaron Jones is out there. My suspicion is when he's back, it'll be 60-40 Mason to Jones. But Jones is still a good player with value, and he's out there in a bunch of leagues because people are like, leave it. So he's a sneaky grab and stash if you can afford the roster spot before tonight's game.
Going forward, how would you see Jordan Mason? You said 60-40 possibly, but would you try to trade away Mason or try to get upgraded receiver or something?
If you can. I think he's going to be more low-end wide receiver 2, high-end flex than sort of the borderline wide receiver 1, 2, running back 1-2 that he's been so far. Because Jones will cut into the receiving work. Mason will still get the goal line stuff, but they like Jones. Look, it's closing time. So you do not have to go home, but my friends, you have to go somewhere else. You can't stay here. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.